Is you ready, my brother? Step up to this mic and let's get it.
Make some noise for Domes, y'all. Make some noise.
Hey everybody, my name's not Doms. It's Domes.
What is it? Domes Gage is dope, but like.
That boy is good.
What's up, guys? Domes Gage here, and we're back. We're back, we're late, but we're back. Yep, we're back for another episode 6 of Off the Dome with Domes Gage, and I am recording this episode a little late, guys. I usually record these episodes on Sunday, so I can get them posted Monday around noon. And I've been dealing with some health issues as you guys have been listening in the last 2 episodes I've been talking about, and that kind of prevented me from recording the podcast when I wanted to. And I guess we'll get into that. But yeah, so it's now Monday, 3:00. The podcast should have been well posted already, and I'm just now recording it, and I hope to get it up by like 6. I hope to still get it up today on Monday, but there's a possibility that it might be Tuesday morning. So, sorry guys, but we're gonna make this work. So, start with the fucking health update. So in the last 2 goddamn episodes, this is an ongoing saga now, and I'm sure it's the most entertaining content for you guys. I'm sure you're just loving listening to me talk about my health issues. And so that's what's going on in my life. In the last episode, I thought everything was better. If you don't know the story, I don't feel like rehashing everything, so we're just gonna, maybe go watch the last 2 episodes. But yes, quick summary, I suppose. About 3 weeks ago now, went to the doctor for something. They gave me antibiotics. I had an allergic reaction to those antibiotics the first day of taking them. Went back to the doctor. They gave me a different antibiotic and some like allergy medication or something. Took that for 4 or 5 days with no problem. On the 5th day, started having an allergic reaction to the second antibiotic they gave me. So I went back to the doctor for the 3rd time now, and they gave me a steroid shot and some more allergy medication, which seemed to be helping. I recorded the podcast shortly after getting that steroid shot. It was probably like maybe a day or 2 after. And I thought everything was great. I was on the mend. I felt like I was on the up and up. And I stopped taking, I was off of every antibiotic, and I stopped taking the allergy medication they gave me. They gave me like Benadryl and Zyrtec, which is like some over-the-counter like allergy medication. And that shit was making me so high. Like, it was making me so drowsy and so high. Like, I just could not keep taking this shit. And I didn't think I've been around the block a couple times, with things. And I did not think some over-the-counter fucking Benadryl would be getting me as high as it was. And so that was just like fucking super uncomfortable. So I stopped taking the Benadryl about like 3 or 4 days into taking it because I felt everything was fine, and went about 3 days after that, and everything seemed to be good. Everything was getting better. And then about on the 4th day, I started to notice the second allergic reaction I had, I noticed I was turning like bright red. My skin was turning red, and it felt like it was sunburnt, and it was just all bad. And the first time, my throat and my neck started swelling up and feeling like I can't really breathe or talk very well. And these are like the first couple of times I went to the doctor or whatever. And all of that seemed like it was going away, but it didn't seem like it went away 100%. It seemed like it was still there slightly, but I thought, oh, I'm just still getting over this, whatever. Anyway, fast forward to a few days ago, I'm thinking everything is fine. I'm off of all the medication. I'm fucking thinking everything's good. And I start turning fucking red again. And my skin starts fucking breaking out. And I start feeling hot. And my fucking neck and throat and all that is starting to act up again. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Because I've been off of these antibiotics for over a week. I've been off of every fucking medication. And I'm having this fucking same like reaction, these same symptoms, which I've never had prior to taking these fucking antibiotics. And it's just been a whole fucking nightmare. So yeah, I went back to the doctor for a fourth time this last week and told them that I was having these same fucking symptoms happen and I wasn't on any medications and what the hell's going on. And he basically said, well, you're allergic to something. I'm like, yeah, no shit, right? But what? And why have I never had this reaction prior to taking the antibiotics if it's something else causing it? Because it just seems fucking weird that it would be anything else causing it. But he prescribed me with more steroid pills, which is like the same shit they inject you with. It's just like a pill form. And I have to take that for 12 days. I've taken it for 2 days so far. And yesterday, I was like, oh, this shit seems like it's working. And I feel like the redness is going down a little bit. And it just seemed like it was sort of working, And then today I wake up and then I feel like my fucking neck is kind of swelling still. And I'm just like, I don't know if this is working at all. And I have 10 more days to take of it. So I'm hoping that, it takes a couple days to sort of get started in your system, I suppose. But yeah, as you can fucking hear, I'm like clearing my voice a ton of times. And it just feels like I don't have full control of my voice right now. Like I don't have, this feels all swollen right here. Not as bad as it did originally, but it's definitely not great. And which is such a fucking bummer because on the last week's episode, I'm like, hell yeah, we're getting back to it. We're fucking on the up and up. We're getting, and then this week I feel worse than I did when I recorded last week's episode. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to complain for another fucking 20 minutes like I did in the last episode about how this has just been super frustrating and super annoying, especially when I'm trying to get things done and I'm setting deadlines for myself and I go into the doctor for something super small and then all these other fucking bigger problems happen and it's just like it's frustrating. It's super annoying. And not to mention I have a show in 2 days. Opening for Apathy and Self-Titled at Ninja Karaoke, downtown Las Vegas, September 11th. So this Wednesday, if you're in Las Vegas, make sure to come out because I'm still performing. Even though my face is still a little red. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. It might not pick up on the camera, but my eyes are a little puffy and shit still, and my neck feels a little swollen. But the show must go on, and I'm still performing this Wednesday. So make sure to come through. But, yeah, and that has me, like, even more, that's even another thing that has me frustrated. Now I have a concert coming up, and these fucking things are, like, preventing me from being, like, top-notch, from being my best, all of my capability and shit. And, yeah. So I don't know what else to rant about on that topic that I didn't already touch on fucking last week, but now it's just another week of not being able to do the things that I need to be doing in order to meet some of these deadlines that I have on this new EP that I'm working on. And then now I have a concert coming up in a couple of days, and you need your voice for things like this. And which seems to happen to me a lot. Like every time I'll like get excited about something or get motivated or get in a zone where I'm just like super creative and making a lot of music, I'll get in that mode and then do it for a week, and then like I'll get sick or something and then fucking can't like record music for weeks after that, and then it's just like a super setback. And it seems like every time I fucking like get excited about something, there's always something holding me back. Anyway, I guess we'll just, try and make it a positive, and it will get better. I have 10 more days of taking this shit, so I can't really complain and say that it's not working yet. I do feel actually the redness and stuff has gone down since I started taking this shit 2 days ago, but now the swelling is like coming back, and I don't know. I smoke weed, and I know smoking weed isn't probably helping the swelling in my throat, but it's helping me mentally. It's helping me calm down and not freak out so fucking much. But, positive and negative, I guess. Yin and yang. Drinking coffee, I'm like, I don't know if coffee's helping it. Fucking caffeine. I'm like, maybe like that's causing some issue there. The doctor said he didn't think so, especially because I drink coffee all the fucking time. But yeah, I'm still drinking coffee because, especially these last fucking, few days, I was on this Benadryl and I was so fucking out of it. Like I couldn't even I was just a zombie, dude. I could not do anything. My head hurt, I couldn't even drive. I was so high on this shit, dude. And it was like, I'm not doing this. And I would have kept doing it if I felt like it was really helping me that much. But I don't think it was. If it was helping me, it was very small. I didn't fucking notice it that much. Unless it was helping with some of this swelling, which now I'm starting to feel 2 days after I've been off all the Benadryl and off the... Anyway, I'm not getting back on the allergy medication, dog. I can't do it. That shit had me too fucked up. I don't like being fucking... I don't like that shit, man. It was not cool. It was not cool. So at least I'm not all fucking drowsy and out of it. So that's a plus. A couple days ago, I was like, I can't even perform on this fucking if I'm taking Benadryl, there's no way I'm hopping on the stage and fucking not slurring words. I was that high on this shit. And somebody commented in last week's episode asking if I was high on it, and I wasn't on it in last week's episode. Matter of fact, I actually thought last week's episode was really good, really cohesive, and the flow was really there, and he's telling me something about I sound high on Benadryl. And it was probably just because I was talking about it. But no, I wasn't on Benadryl. I was not. I was, high on life. No, I smoke weed and stuff. But yeah, no, I wasn't zombified in the episode. I couldn't record the episode because yesterday I was still I still probably had it in my system, but I didn't take any yesterday. And that was kind of even making me tired. And I didn't want to record the episode. And I thought I was getting better, so I was like, let me record the episode early this morning, and I'll, post it by noon still, and I just fucking did not record it this morning. I slacked. I let myself down. Nah, not really, but I didn't let myself down because I'm recording it right now. I can't let it go. I'm dedicated. I'm that dedicated to this shit, Fucking even when I'm having medical issues and feeling like I'm having a hard time talking and breathing, I'm still doing it. That's dedication. Or it's stupidity. Or it's a little bit of both. But, the show must go on. And, yeah. Thank you guys for listening to me rant about my fucking health issues. Let's hope it gets better, guys. Send me positive vibes. The next week that I come back for this episode on time on Monday, I want to be like, yo, I feel fucking fantastic. and I had a great show, and we're back for another episode. That's what I'm going to say, essentially. So you don't even have to listen to the next episode because that was it. No. And I should probably make this episode shorter so I can fucking get it edited and uploaded, but we're not doing any cuts. All one take. We doing every podcast one take from now because I love the organic flow of that. I noticed it in the last episode, which is probably my favorite episode so far. It was just like very I felt like my flow was there, and it was just like I don't know, maybe some of the stuff I was talking about was cool to me, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, like yesterday probably, or even the day before, if I would have came in to do this podcast, like I would have probably wore sunglasses because my eyes were so puffy, my face was so red, and I was gonna put on sunglasses. I was gonna give sunglasses to Buck, and I was just gonna say we were chilling because it's too hot in here or something. I was gonna make up an excuse, but then I was like, oh yeah, I've already been talking about this on my podcast, so that wouldn't really make sense. Yeah. Off the Dome with Domes Gage, greatest podcast ever. domesgage.com/shop for the merch. Hell yeah. Get you a t-shirt, which I shipped out another t-shirt this past week. So shout out to, I better look at his name before I fuck it up. I believe it's Kyle. But for some reason I thought Tyler, and I'm like, wait, I don't think that's right, and I don't want to fuck up somebody's name. It's Kyle for sure. Shout out to Kyle from, I want to say California, or in California. Anyway, shout out to him. He bought a t-shirt, and I shipped it out last week, and he DM'd me and said he's been listening to the podcast as well, so that means a lot, and I figured I'd give him a shout out, shout out for supporting and listening to the podcast. It means a lot. I think everybody that orders a t-shirt from now on will get a shout out on the podcast because it really means a lot, guys. domesgage.com/shop for the merch. And if you're coming to the show on Wednesday in Las Vegas, gonna have the shirts there. So get one hand to hand, take a picture in it or fucking with it, or I don't know, buy a shirt, show love. Yeah, and if I'm not as sharp as now I'm not overthinking it because I think I'm not as sharp as I was last week because I was like, damn, I was killing it last week, and now this week I'm all fucking withdrawing off of these fucking drugs, and I just don't feel as sharp as fast, but that's probably every episode. That's the listeners are like, Tomes, you're not that fucking sharp in any of these goddamn episodes, dude. Nah. You guys seem to have been enjoying these podcasts, and that fucking means a lot to me as well. And just the response, the comments, and yeah, fucking means a lot. Thank you guys. I can never thank you guys enough for supporting, especially in these early stages that we are in building a fan base and building a Domes army, which I'm going to call the Dome Heads because that's what my mother calls me sometimes. She says, hey, Dome Head, what's up? And I think that's funny. So I think my fan base, when I get popular, how like Justin Bieber has like the Beliebers, and I think Beyonce has like the Beehive or some shit like that. I believe that's right. Everybody has these fan base names. I think mine is going to be the Dome Heads. So yeah, if you fuck with me, you're a Dome Head. Yeah, I like it. I love it. But yeah, I was talking about in this early stages of building this fan base, the support that I'm getting now means the fucking most because this is the foundation. This is the groundwork. This is you guys buying t-shirts. That's why I've been sending out every time someone buys a t-shirt, I've been handwriting a little note and just trying to show my gratitude for you guys and just, saying how grateful I am that you are along for the journey. And if you buy the t-shirts and you get one of these little cards, save the card, because in the future, I'm going to probably have you like take a picture of it and send it to me. And that'll be like your discount code for future merch. Or you might get a download link or a listen link for upcoming music releases that aren't out yet. You'll get first premiere on everything. And that's like the least I can do for the people that are really supporting me right now, is give back to you guys before everybody else, because the people that are listening to this podcast and the people that are buying the t-shirts and the people that are streaming the songs or buying the albums or whatever they're doing, that just means the most to me right now, because you're helping me get this thing off of the ground. And I just want to show it back, I want to give it back. And so, yeah, don't think like your support is going unnoticed. I'm taking down everybody that's buying shirts. I'm following people back. I'm really trying to connect with you guys, because I think that's super important right now. And the fact that you guys care enough to tune in beyond the music. I mean, care to listen to the music, but you guys care to tune in beyond the music and listen to what's going on in my life. And that's huge for me. And I don't really know where I was going with starting that rant, but yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. Because I think I need that. I think I need before doing this podcast, it was kind of like I would just fucking talk to myself. I would see something, it would inspire a thought in my head, and I would talk to myself and have these conversations. And then I was like, man, I should just record these. I should just maybe do a podcast by myself, because I'm getting that immediate feedback, or I'm getting that it's like I'm talking to people over the fucking internet, and getting a feedback from it. I don't know. I had another thought going into that rant and fucking I blew it. You blew it. Either way, thank you guys for all of the support so far, and we're going to keep it pushing, man. I'm dedicated. I'm dedicated. I'm going to get better, and we're going to get back to this shit. And yeah, man, it just sucks when you I was trying to be super positive in the last episode, oh, well, what can I do? I can still, mix music, and I can still work on the artwork, which I actually did work on some artwork. If anybody noticed, the podcast artwork changed a little bit on the YouTube, screenshots. I'm starting to get a little bit more crafty with those. I've been doing that for the last week. So that's some sort of, productivity that I can at least say, hey, I did that. I really wanted to be working on these mixes. I really wanted to be re-recording, but my voice, and I just couldn't do it. And I was all fucking drugged up off the Benadryl, and I didn't even want to listen to music. I was just watching fucking podcasts and watching shit on Netflix. I was just doing nothing of importance, and it felt, I started to feel that it was weighing on me, and I was like, man, this fucking sucks. I need to be able to get back to it. And now I'm being forced to get back to it because I have a show in 2 days, and I'm going to promote that a couple times this episode. Opening for Apathy and Self-Titled at Ninja Karaoke, downtown Las Vegas. 2 days away. Get your tickets online or at the door, and it's going to be fun. Hopefully I don't pass out on stage. I should be all right. But yeah, really excited just to, I've been excited to do this show too. And that's what's even more of a bummer, is just not being in tip top shape, not being A1. and I'm still gonna fucking push through it. And I'm gonna push through it. I still need to finish putting my set together, which I haven't completely finished yet. I've picked out a few songs, but I'll finish that today. I've just been so fucking out of it, guys. Like, oh my God. I've just been so out of it. I couldn't even like figure out what songs I wanted to do or any of that. But I think I'll be all right. I think the more that I talk about how like fucked up shit is going for me is the less that it is, the better it gets, because I'm like expressing it. Like that's what I noticed. Like one of the times when I went to the doctor and then I just like had to tell him what was going on. It was kind of like having another ear on it, and you don't think you're fucking crazy, or you don't, it's kind of like, I don't know, some sort of, there's a word I'm thinking for, looking for, and it's just, it's not there today, folks. It's not there today. Like reassurance or something, maybe one of those type of words, but just not there today, folks. Off the Dome with Dome's Gage, best podcast in the world. Yeah. Anyway, I am still excited for this show, and I'm going to push through it and give it my all, I got to give it my all. And yeah, I'm just, it's a new spot, new venue. Shout out to Legends Never Die Promotions one more time, because they've been super cool about like resharing my stuff, resharing my fucking podcast clips and music video clips, and just really like promoting me opening for Apathy and Self-Titled. And that means a lot when the promoter is really giving a shit about the opener or the person that's opening. And so that's really cool. I really appreciate that. And so yeah, salute to you. Salute to y'all. Legends Never Die Promotions for setting up this show. And yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I'm excited for it. The set, because it's Apathy and Self-Titled are they're more like underground hip hop, and it's not as that's not necessarily every song I make these days. That's what I came up off of for sure, but it's not really the sound of all my music. So when I do these sets opening up for people, I really have to like figure out what songs maybe tailor to the person I'm opening for, because you're hoping to maybe gain some of their fans, I think. And so like certain shows I'm like, oh, I can do this song, but I can't do this song because that's not going to work for, this crowd, and they don't want to hear a trap beat, or they don't want to hear 808s and singing. They don't want to hear none of that. They just want to hear rapping. And I find a fine line between being myself and still doing me and doing what I want to, but also kind of tailoring certain songs and certain, throwing stuff on there that I think fits the atmosphere. You got to know your audience, and that's super important with a lot of things. Like back when I used to do the battle rap stuff, you had to know who you're performing for. You have to know the type of shit they're going to react to. And it's this very much similar with performing and doing concerts, is I got to know what the crowd is going to be like, or, the artist I'm opening for and what their fan base is like. So yeah, I pride myself on versatility, and I make a lot of different styles of music. And that's what's fun about tailoring these sets to certain artists, is I get to open for, so-and-so, and I'm like, oh, I get to do all these type of songs. And then I open for, a different people, and it's like I get a whole different batch of songs to pick from that wouldn't have worked on this other show. And I think that's dope about making so many different styles of music is I can do like a lot. I can open for an endless range of people because I'm never going to be like boxed into doing one sound. And that's really cool to me. So, yeah. Finishing putting my set together today, and I'm gonna have a good time, man. See, now I'm talking about it and I'm getting hyped up for the show. I'm getting hella excited about it. And especially it's coming up so fucking close. And I wanted to be hyped up for it all last week, but I was fucking dozing off the Benadryls. Dude, that shit is a drug, bro. Like, the doctor told me it might make you drowsy. And I'm like, yeah, cool. Like, you know, it's gonna make me a little out of it. But dude, like, I was drugged up. Me and Ryan, we were doing some we were making beats, you know, doing our little beat challenge. And I was high as I was off the Benadryls, and I was like, no, let's do it still because I want to be productive. And I'm like chopping samples all fucking spaced out and shit. I'm like, I don't know. I think this shit sound cool. I think the bass is in the right fucking key and shit. It's the right notes. But yeah, I was fucking out of it. Just like fucking, we did actually do like, that was fun though. We made like 3 beats or something. Like we just went back and forth, new samples, new this. And, that also is something I guess I can say I forced myself to do. And, you know, any type of thing you can check off that list of I did that and I was somewhat productive, we're going to take that as a plus and we're going to fucking run with it. Because I get so much in my head about just like not doing enough. And then I get so much in my head about not doing enough. And then when I'm forced to, then when I get inspired to do like more, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm not doing enough, so I need to do more. I get inspired and then I'm like, all right, let's go. And then I have something that fucking prevents me from doing it and some health issue that I just can't work through. I can't. And it's just, yeah, you guys don't need to fucking listen to me rant about, I can be frustrated about this shit like all the fucking time. And that's why I think spinning it into a positive is necessary. So yeah, me and Ryan made some goddamn beats. I'm all over the place, but I'm trying to bring it back. I'm doing an okay job. But yeah, me and Ryan made some beats and that was really cool. Just like that's a super creative little test exercise. I've been looking for that word for 3 episodes of me explaining what this is, what that, like talking about me and Ryan doing this little beat challenge back and forth and shit. And I've always just like drawn a blank on the word. And every time I've watched it back, I've been like, exercise, Domes. That's what you're thinking. It's a nice creative exercise. I guess I was saying like test, which is, it was the same shit, but whatever. You know, it's just something to fucking get us both better at making beats and faster. And also it gives us both like a different, because I'll send him drums, like I'll make a drum loop and then I'll send it to him and then he'll do all the melody part and send it back, or vice versa. You know, I'll send him melody, he'll send me drums, and we'll just go back and forth like that. And it's been like a cool way to collab like over the internet. You know, we haven't been able to link up as much lately, so being able to still be productive is awesome. And yeah. And I should probably keep this episode pretty short, but I'm already 30 fucking minutes in, and I've pretty much just been ranting about my goddamn health issues and talking about my concert coming up in 2 days. So, yeah. I think I'm going to try and get some footage of the show and put it in next week's podcast somehow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch it, and because that whole fucking screen recording app that I downloaded to do the Trust the Process episode started giving my computer a bunch of shit, had to delete it. I don't know that's all the way delete. Had a fucking big struggle with that thing. So I don't think I'll be using that app anymore. I'll try and look into a different option, but so I don't know if I'll be able to watch the footage from the concert, but maybe I'll just like throw it in there for a second. I can probably do that. Like fucking, I don't know, cut to the footage from the concert. I'll figure it out because some of you guys know I used to do The Life of Me, which was like my little vlog documentary series of, you know, my concerts and just things like that. And I haven't done that because it's been such a hassle to edit all that footage. And I've been thinking now that I have the podcast, I can get, you know, a few clips from the show and be able to still share it to you guys on YouTube on the podcast somehow. So, yeah, thought that would be a cool idea. And we'll see if I get some goddamn footage and see if I, you know, make it through the set. I think I'll be all right. So, and then I have some more shows coming up, but I'm going to talk about those next week because the Apathy and Self-Titled show is 2 days away, and I just want to stress that one right now. So, yeah, come through. If you're in Las Vegas, it's going to be a good time. So, yeah. Man, it's just, yeah, fucking facing setbacks. I talked about that a lot in the last episode of just, you know, having to work around this shit. And sometimes you just, you know, you just fucking can't do things, which is annoying, but it's things you have to deal with, I suppose. And, you know, this EP, I've been setting deadlines and it's like, fuck, I just spent 3 weeks that I was supposed to be re-recording and mixing songs and essentially did nothing relating to that at least. And I'm just like, fuck, man, like it's definitely set me behind a little bit. And, but don't worry, still dropping before the end of the year. And I never told you guys when I plan to drop it anyway. So it doesn't even matter if I push it back in my head. As long as it comes out before the end of the year, I'm still being truthful to the podcast. But, yeah. My new EP will be dropping before the end of the year. And I'm fucking excited about it, man. I've been working on the artwork for it. And I have artwork for like every individual song as well as, you know, the cover art and all that. And it's really cool. I've been doing it all myself and it's like it all ties in similar. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it or, you know, you'll see it when you see it. And I realized I could give you a major hint because, I don't want to spoil it yet. But I could give you a major hint that would definitely spoil it all, which I don't think it'd be a bad thing. It's not like I'm like fucking, I don't know. It's tight. I like it. Whatever. I was going to say, it's not like I'm hiding nothing fucking, you know, super fantastic from you guys. But then I was like, no, it's all right. It's a cool little fucking, direction that I'm taking with the artwork for the EP. And yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll get these pressed up. We'll have physical copies of the damn EP. And because people want them for the album, and I might have to look into doing it. And yeah. So it will drop before the end of the year. That's fucking happening. For sure. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll just take questions. I had a couple questions and I think I'll just take those and and finish the episode off because I need to edit this and hopefully get it uploaded by tonight. And I'm sure these questions will send me on a 30-minute rant like they did last week. So let's do that. I wonder if I should pause. I'll just talk for a second. I'll just talk. I was going to pause for a second, but then I said, fuck that. Or I thought, fuck that, because if I said it, you would have heard it because I'm still recording. Yeah, I'm just going to talk some shit, just keep talking while I look at these questions. What else is going on in the world? Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? I didn't watch the Travis Scott documentary like I said I was going to. So, yeah, I'll get to it, though. I do want to watch it. But I did think what I was saying in the last episode was funny. I laughed watching it back. I think there was a couple other things that happened that I was maybe going to talk about, but I don't fucking remember. And that's why this podcast is the best. Off the Dome with Dome's Gage. Sometimes there's nothing in the dome to go off of. Sometimes there's nothing in the dome, man. And you just got to fucking keep going. So that's when I rely on questions from people like Hot Dog Kisser, the one and only himself. Okay, guys, we'll do questions and then wrap this damn episode up so I can try and get it uploaded. Very eventful saga of my health issues. Hopefully the next episode will be like the end of my update and on the health side of things. And I can just be like, everything's good. Don't fucking worry about me. I'm alive. And right now I'm like, yeah, I'm alive enough to function and kind of and to hopefully perform. So no, I'm gonna fucking have a good set. I'm not denying or debating that, but it's definitely going to be definitely not peak performance, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But fuck it. We're going to have a blast regardless. All right. Hot Dog Kisser says, I didn't even read this question, honestly, and now I'm thinking, what the fuck am I going to say to answer it? He says, Hot Dog Kisser says, you're on a space trip to Mars and back. They allow you to bring 5 albums of music. God damn it. Hot Dog Kisser, you have bad luck, and my camera cuts out every time I read your questions. Because I've been trying to put them up on the screen, and then when the camera cuts out, I can't put it up on the screen. Anyway, he says, you're on a space trip to Mars and back. They allow you to bring 5 albums of music that you can listen to. What 5 albums would you bring? I'm on a space trip to Mars and back. So I'm coming back. How long does it take to get to Mars? Let's Google that. Because I'm like, how long do I have to listen to these albums for? Because I could change the answer. How long to get to Mars? Let's go. 7 months. The trip takes around 7 months, a bit longer than astronauts currently stay on the International Space Station. The precise duration of each journey depends on when it is taken. Because, what the fuck? Come on, let's get this. Because both Mars and I don't need the goddamn science behind this. Just tell me how long it takes. The time it takes to travel between them varies from 6 to 8 months. So that's one way? So 6 to 8 months one way. So I'm taking a year and a couple months. I got to listen to the same albums for a year and a couple months. That's not that bad as being trapped on a deserted island and not knowing when you have to come back. At least I'm coming back in this Mars trip, this hypothetical Mars trip. So, shit, I don't know what albums I would bring. Let's think. What albums, I guess, can I listen to? Because I can't bring my setup. I can't bring my laptop. I can't build a little studio in the Mars in the shuttle. Cause that's I'm like, man, I would just like, not being able to make music for a year and a half would make me more upset than listening to the same albums for a year and a half. I've been pissed enough not being able to make music for 3 fucking weeks. You're talking about a year and a half? I don't get to do this? Oh, no, I couldn't do it, man. Fuck that. Fuck Mars. I don't need to go to Mars. Unless there's a studio there. And the alien beats are fucking fire. You feel me? I feel like there's some fire alien rappers, dog. I bet. Yeah, that's how this works off the Dome with Domes Gauge. So yeah, I'm gone for a year and a half and I can't bring my equipment. So now do I want to listen to myself at all? Or is that just going to make me more mad that I can't make new music? Because I would probably have to say I'd take one of my projects, or I probably would take something new I'm working on, actually, shit that's not out yet, because I would want stuff to like study and be like, oh, I could do that better, or whatever the case is. And but I guess that's not what you asked. You didn't tell me to bring my own music. You told me to bring 5 albums. And so for a year and a half, I mean, that's not that hard. Well, actually it is hard to narrow down 5 albums, but like I said, knowing I'm coming back in a year and 4 months or something, it's a lot better than like you don't know when you're coming back and you just the deserted island question always gets me. I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, fuck. But yeah, dog, if I could bring the studio, then that's all right. I don't need Wi-Fi or none of that shit, because that's probably not an option in the shuttle going to Mars. But, I just need, Logic Pro and the sounds on there and, a couple, just bring my stuff and I'll be fine. But do I have electricity? Probably not. Probably? I don't know. I'm not a fucking astronaut. I'm not going to Mars anytime soon. Why am I thinking about the logistics here? All right. So 5 albums. Yeah, what can I listen to all the time for a year and a half, I suppose? Also, what's like long and that can last me a long time? That I did not think about this at all, Hot Dog Kisser. I apologize. Man, what are 5 like? Because yeah, I'm like, shit, I could even take some current and listen to it for a year before it's like really old, like nowadays people listen to a new album for a week and then toss it out and listen to the next new album. And back in the day you used to have, a while to digest the music and the albums. So I could take something even new and sit on it for a year and be fine. But man, I need to think of answers. Because I'm just burning time. I'm going Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City, because that's just a fucking classic. And I think every time I hear that, I'm like, damn, I forgot how good this was. And I'm bringing that for show. I'm bringing that because, yeah, the replay value, and it's a classic. But also, would I get tired of it? Because I've heard it quite a few times. And after, I got a year and 4 months of, this Mars trip. Is that really going to last me? It's a good question. I would take, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of all these classic albums that like I resonated with and I like kind of, not grew up on, but in the last, in the last 5 or 6 or even more, last 10 years that I've really like gravitated towards, because I'm so familiar with them and I know that they're classics. But then that leaves the question of, do I get tired of them? And here I go making a hypothetical question way too logistic. And yeah. So yeah, I'm going Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. I'm going Chance the Rapper, Acid Rap, because it's the same thing. It's just a fucking classic. It's one of my favorite projects. I can listen to it probably just anytime I'll listen to it, I'll say, damn, I forgot how good this was. And Mac Miller, R.I.P. Mac Miller, man. That fucking sucks, dude. It was like a year. Actually, that was maybe something I was gonna talk about, but it's just fucking sad, man. It was like, I think, a year anniversary of him passing away, and he was a super big influence to me around like 2013, around the creation of Old Soul and a Young Body. I was super big on his Watching Movies with the Sound Off album, and yeah, he was a super big influence on me and a ton of people, man. And it's fucking sad seeing young talent and potential not getting to live up to its full potential, I suppose. And anyway, rest in peace to Mac Miller. But yeah, I'm taking Mac Miller's Watching Movies with the Sound Off album with hopes that I don't cry listening to it, because honestly, I think that album might be okay, because that one's a classic one I'm familiar with. But when I listen to like any of his new shit, I'm like, dude, I can't even like listen to this shit. It's just too fucking like, it's eerie listening to people's music after they pass away, I think. And I don't know. Yeah. That's a topic for another day. I would like to, talk about that whole situation more, but because it is a pretty personal one to me, as you guys know. And yeah, just sorry, Hot Dog Kisser, not trying to make your question all serious. So that's 3. Let me think. 2 more. Two more. What's 2 more classics that I fucking love listening to? Oh, man. It's so hard to narrow down, like, if I'm not going to get sick of these albums. And Absol These Days, boom. That's one of the only albums I have in my phone still that I, like, bought on iTunes back in the day. And I was coming back from seeing my sister in Utah, and I had no Wi-Fi, no service. So that was the only album I could play, and that was another one where I was like, damn, I forgot how fucking good this album is. And yeah, that's a really good album, which was all recorded in Mac Miller's studio, I believe. So that's another, like, anyway. So yeah, I fucking love that album. That's another anytime I hear it. And now I'm starting to worry I'm too stuck in 2013 and 2014, and all my albums are from 2013 and 2014, and I don't have any like current type of music. So I haven't heard none of this new Young Thug album yet, and I really like Young Thug, so we're gonna go Young Thug. So Much Fun, the new album that everybody is talking about, and that's doing really well for him. I'm gonna do that because it's new. I haven't heard it. I get to have something new to digest for a year and 4 months until I'm back from Mars. And then I get to bring Young Thug to Mars, dude, and then get to show all the aliens on Mars, like, yo, this is Young Thug's music, you feel me? And then I'll be doing the Thug Hive a service, I'll be doing a good deed for the Young Thug fans. I think there's an interview where Young Thug says he's from Mars, or he says he's not from this planet, that's for sure. So, maybe they already know about him in Mars. But I think that's 5. And for a hypothetical question, I'll just leave that with the answer. So hopefully that's hopefully that'll do. All right, I think I have one more question. Shout out to you guys. You guys are really buying me time with asking these damn questions because I go off on 40-minute rants about them. Okay. Shout out to Rhea. She asked another question, 2 questions actually, and I will answer them. Number 1, she said, are you going to make Legendary available on Apple Music? And number 2, she said, do you have any tattoos? The first one, I don't know what's up with that. Like, I put Legendary on Spotify and all those, all the other platforms through my distribution service TuneCore, And for some reason, maybe I didn't select iTunes on Legendary when I upload. I don't remember. And for some reason, it never went to iTunes or Apple Music. So I saw your comment and I went to see what was going on. And I paid like another $2 or $3 for it to be sent to iTunes. And I still don't see it there. And it should be there soon. So maybe it is there. I haven't looked in like 2 days. But so maybe it is there. Keep looking. But yeah, I don't know why it's not. I don't know why it's not there right now. And if it doesn't go there, I want my fucking $3 back. And that spirals into a whole other issue I'm having with the distribution service, the TuneCore shit, is they implemented this new way of getting paid out, and it's making it way more difficult for artists such as myself to get the money that they fucking owe us, or that they have for us, and that we make from these streams. And it's been like I've been dealing with that shit. I gotta fucking send my social security and my ID, and they want me to fill out taxes. I'm like, I don't make enough money to fill out taxes. I never filled out taxes, but why would I do that for fucking TuneCore? It's not happening. So DistroKid might be where we're going. It might be DistroKid, you know? Which, you know, to all my non-artists, they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But essentially, those are just distribution services that you pay a certain fee, and they put your music on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, all that type of stuff, Google Play, all those stores and stuff. So that's what that does. And I don't know, I've been running into that for this last week of fucking... They switch some shit up with how you get paid out, and it's some bullshit, and nobody's happy about it. There's tons of artists around the world complaining to these people that, yo, what are you guys doing? You're fucking up a great service. I've been using TuneCore for almost 5 years, and now I'm like, dude, what you're doing, like, I'm probably gonna switch because this is insane. Anyway, you guys don't care about shit like that. Maybe there are a couple artists that do care about shit like that. I don't know. I don't know. Either way, yeah, so if they don't fucking get their act together, I want my $3 back, and I want the rest of the money that I have in their damn account. And I want Legendary on fucking Apple Music. But it should be there, so just keep looking, and if it doesn't pop up there, we'll raise hell and contact Apple Music and see why it's not there. And the second question was, do I have any tattoos? And the answer is no. I have no tattoos, just bare skin, virgin skin. Is that what they call it? Something like that. I don't fucking know. No tattoos. And the first tattoo I get when I was a kid, I can't remember if I said I'm pretty sure my mom said that I have to get it as my first tattoo. She said that I need like the fucking the classic like sailor heart with the mom in the middle with the little arrow going through it. And I was totally down. I was a young kid, and I'm like, that sounds sick, right? So I think I drew up one, and I think she drew up one. And recently I remembered this. I was probably like fucking 10 or 9, or I was really, really young. And I was like, yeah, that'll be my first tattoo, because my mom's got like some tattoos and shit. And yeah, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get, that'll be my first tattoo. And then like a couple years ago, like maybe even last year, I remembered that. And I was like, hey, Mom, do you still have that drawing of the, the little heart that you drew with the mom in it? And she hasn't found it. She probably hasn't looked very hard, but I told her to find it because I do want to actually, I want to get that tattooed for my first tattoo. And I don't know when I'll do it, but that'll be my first tattoo, will be the plain and simple mom heart. And then that's an excuse for me to get more tattoos, I think. But I don't like needles, dude. I didn't want the guy to fucking shoot a steroid shot in my butt cheek. How am I going to sit there while the guy fucking tattoos me? I don't know. Even the chick that was like going to give me the steroid shot the first time, she's like, don't you have tattoos and you're scared of a needle? I'm like, nah, man, no tattoos. I don't like needles. I could never shoot heroin. I could never shoot drugs, man. That's insane. Fuck. Yeah, man. I've been watching all these goddamn like people, like old celebrities that are all like fucking recovering off drugs and shit and their fucked up stories, man, that shit makes you want to never do drugs. Like, I was a big, like, when I was a kid, I used to watch like all the Jackass and CKY videos and all that shit. And now you see these dudes, man, and most of them are fucking, well, I mean, they're doing like Steve-O from Jackass. I've been watching like some of his like, I watched like a podcast with him, and then that sent me on like a rabbit hole of watching all these fucking old videos of him, and they're so depressing, and that shit'll make you never want to do drugs. So, at least it makes me want to never do drugs, seeing how fucked up some of these people get, and yeah. Anyway, so yeah, no tattoos. And we just passed an hour on this episode, and I think that's a perfect place to end it. We made it through. Thank the Lord. We made it through another episode. Episode 6 of Off the Dome with Domes Gage. I apologize for it being late, but better late than never, I suppose. And it's also not that late, just maybe a few hours, or maybe a day. I'm going to really try my hardest to get this up on Monday. So if it comes out on Tuesday, leave in the comments, what the fuck, you didn't get it up on Monday, Domes. Anyway, I think we'll wrap it up right there. Buck, you got anything to say to finish this episode out? Doesn't sound like it. All right, guys. This has been episode 6 of Off the Dome with Domes Gage. We're going to keep these going every week, no matter what my fucking health issues are. I'll do this from the damn hospital bed. No, it's not going to get there. Knock on wood. Yeah, I'll be back next week for another one. Hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're getting close to 7,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. So, smash that like button, hit that subscribe if you aren't already. Make sure to listen to the podcast everywhere podcasts are available. Podbean, Spotify, Apple. Is it Apple Podcasts or Apple Mute? It's on Apple, Google Play, Stitcher, everywhere but SoundCloud, because we're not paying for SoundCloud anymore. And SoundCloud wasn't giving me much benefits. Anyway, sorry if you listen to it there, but switch over to one of these other places. Even Spotify, I realized you don't need a Spotify membership to listen to the podcast, because I went and listened to my podcast and I don't have premium Spotify or anything, and I can listen to the podcast just fine on my phone. So that's a little tip. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. We'll be back next week. Peace.